Welcome to episode 72 of the PassioKnit Spinner podcast. My name is Tracy. You can find me as Schnüffeltier on Ravelry and Instagram. There is a Ravelry group, and I do put up links to all the shops I mentioned in the podcast in this group, in the thread for the episode. And thank you so much for being here. I have a lot of things to show you because I was quite productive, and I'm not sure how I managed to do that, but yeah, let's get started. I'm not wearing hand knits. It's starting to get really warm around here, so it's not going to be hand knit weather for the next 6 months. So maybe I will have some sewn stuff that I can have in this section. So oh wow, knitting in the past. I finished 2 pairs of socks. The first one I showed before is this pair here. It is for my husband. It's a German size 45, which means that the foot is like gigantic. It's almost 30 centimeters long. That is 12 inches. And as you can see, I had to do contrasting toes or half toes because I did run out of yarn. And in the Edinburgh Yarn Fest recap, I tell you the tale about the little penguin that went on an adventure with us. And I did knit a scarf for this penguin out of this yarn. And then I ran out on my socks. But they are done. I use Diabolical yarn. It's the Tenacious Tencel blend in the Sid Fishes colorway, which is just a perfect name. And of course, I made a page in my knitting journal, and it looks like this. These socks are a Easter gift for my husband, and I did little fishies instead of crosses because I just wanted to. I thought it was cute. And these socks weigh 99 grams, and that's heavy for a pair of socks, even in this size. I normally use about 85 for my husband's socks, but these are 99, and yeah, I used up all the yarn, of course. I think they turned out super nice. The yarn is great to work with. The Tenacious Tencel base has 75% superwash merino, 15 nylon, and 10 tencel, and it's only 380 yards for 100 grams, so that explains why I ran out. But they are really nice. They do fit him because when he came home from his work trip, my son brought him his new socks, and he had to try them on because my son wanted to. So they fit perfectly, and yeah, they are done. And then, as I was alone with the kid, I cannot focus on anything that, has a pattern. So I just took out a started plain vanilla sock, and I had 8 pairs of started plain vanillas in the beginning of the year. I'm now down to 2 pairs. I'm doing really good. And here they are. This pair of socks is knit out of a commercial German sock yarn from Butinette, which is like a big box store, online store. It's like Hobby Lobby, maybe. So yeah, you can get the sock yarn only there, and I'm actually not sure if they still have it. But these socks were knit in a different size than I normally do, because some people asked if I would put up bigger socks in my shop, because I always put up size 38 socks because that's my size. So if I can't sell the socks, I can wear them myself. These are a size 40-41, which is a US 8, and they will be in my shop later today. 64 stitches, top down, plain vanilla. The yarn, like I said, is from Butinette. It's called Wollbutt Baku. That's the line. And here is my my page in the knitting journal, and here you can see that's the yarn that I used. And these socks, I'm not sure what it is about those socks, but a work in progress picture that I took last year when I had the first sock about that much knit, just started. It ended up in my best 9. And I did take a picture of these the other day when I had one done and the other one just somewhere here. And I took this picture on our bed because, you know, it was nap time and I was just sitting next to my son, listening to an audiobook, knitting on my sock, because sitting in bed and knitting is just great. And we do have turquoise bed sheets right now. And I took a picture of those socks on the bed, and it's my most popular picture ever on Instagram. And it's just, there's nothing really special about these socks. It's just, it's funny to me because, yeah, like I said, commercial sock yarn, nothing special, but they do look really nice. I have to say, they turned out great. I think I have the same yarn in a, with the, you know, the black and white stripes, and this here in a green blue, maybe yellow green, not sure. But I do have another skein of this line and I'm gonna knit those very soon. And also, if you can see it, these turned out to be perfect. Like, you know, exactly the same. Even down to the one stripe of red that I have right after the heel. I'm not sure if you can see it, but they are exactly the same. And they will be in my shop after I podcast it. So yeah, that's the second pair of finished socks for this week. And that's it for FOs. 2 pairs of socks. And they were both started. So, you know, I didn't knit 2 pairs of socks in a week. Only maybe 1.5 or so. Now, knitting in the present. I have 3 things to show. First, in my Batman project bag that my friend Lori made for me for Christmas, I have my next pair of socks. It is out of this yarn and it never had a ball band. It is by a German indie dyer. Her shop is called Drachenwolle. She's very big and popular now, but when she just started out, I got these from her and she didn't have a label back then. But this is a rainbowish colorway. And I have started this pair of socks, I think 4 years ago. And they were in my locker at school because I thought I could work on those, you know, during school breaks or through periods, and I just never did. So I was about here and I rescued them a few weeks ago and brought them home. And I just picked them up yesterday. So like I said, I was right around here yesterday and I knit all of that. 64 stitches, as you can see, top down. These will be for my sister for her birthday. She wears a German 37, so she has really tiny feet. They're even smaller than mine, and I'm almost at the toe already. What I did, as these were on the needles for 4 years, you know, and when you have a sock on the needles for a long time, you get a very visible line at the point where you pick it back up, and I didn't want that. So what I did, I knit back 1 row to unpick the row that was on the needle, because the stitches that are on the needles right now, they are bigger than the knit stitches underneath because, you know, they have to wrap around the needle. So I did unpick or knit back 1 row, and then I broke the yarn and got all the crinkly stuff out and knit fresh. So I do have a place where I, you know, reattach the yarn, but there's no visible line in these. So, and this visible line normally goes away with washing, so that's not a problem. But I just, you know, 4 years is a long time, so I did that, and I'm very happy with these. I think they will be very nice in the end, and the yarn is super soft, so I think my sister will love these. And she really loves her hand knit socks, so it's not a problem at all. And I'm also using the needle cozy that Lori made for me. So that is the first work in progress. I, as you could have seen, used carbons for these. The next work in progress is my peeping cowl that I showed last week, and I have no idea where I was. It is by Joji Locatelli. It's from the Interpretations book number 3, Peeping Cowl. And it's knit out of 4 different colors of fingering weight yarn. I am using Lacquer Yarns Swan's Island in these 4 colors. And here is the ball band. This yarn is gorgeous. And here's my progress. I think I was somewhere in the pink last time. I'm not sure, but yeah. I finished the next striping section and I snipped off everything except for the yellow. And I'm going to knit the next section with this color. And next to the green, you can see that it is different, but when I hold it back here, there's almost no difference between this and this stripe section, but I still love it. I think it's going to be super, super pretty, very soft and super nice to wear. And yeah, I want to finish this very soon because I feel like this would be perfect with my Clio dress that I made. So yeah, I have a vision. I have a vision in my head and I want to finish it and see if my vision works. So important stuff. I'm using US Force, a 3.5mm needle, I think. Nope, it's a 3.25. So it's a US 3. And I have one more work in progress and I started it 2 days ago and I could not stop. I just can't stop knitting on this. It's driving me crazy. I have to flip over here. It is the Booster Beanie. It's a pattern by Gudrun Johnston. This is the leaflet thingy for Shetland Wool Week. And there's the pattern for this hat on this leaflet thingy. I'm using Rowan Felted Tweed that I got for super cheap, as you can see, at the Coats Factory shop. And the original yarn is Jamieson and Smith. What's it called? Jamieson and Smith 2-ply jumper weight, 4-ply fingering weight yarn. But I did not want to buy stuff. And I know that Rowan Felted Tweed is handled as a DK, but that's just not a DK. It can knit up as a DK weight when you do it on a loose gauge, but I'm using a US 3, which is a 3.25mm needle, so it's not knitting up as a DK weight. And here it is. This is my third or fourth colorwork project, and I am really enjoying it. I knit my stranded knitting with 2 hands. So I use the main color, which for me is the dark gray, in my left hand and knit continental with it like I normally do. And the contrast color, which is, you know, the white or red, I throw. So I'm actually quite fast that way, but yeah, I just love it. I'm not very good at colorwork yet because I have problems with my floats. The ones that I throw are normally too loose, and the normal, you know, continental yarn that I use is not loose enough. So I still have to practice a lot, but I think it's okay. It's turning out okay. The only thing that I really am not too happy about is that the red is not as popping as I hoped it would be. But yeah, I'm going to show you the inside because, you know, why not? And it's always interesting to see the inside of Farah. So this is what my inside looks like. I think it's pretty okay. And Farah really benefits from blocking. So this will be blocked as soon as I finish it. And I have to do another full color repeat and then another white and then the crown. So I have about half of the color work done. And yeah, like I said, I use Rowan Felted Tweed. That's quite a bit thicker than the original yarn. And the hat is normally knit on a 3.5, so a US 4. And I use a 3.25, a US 3, to, you know, make the thicker yarn on a tighter gauge work. And I think it's working. So here's my yarn. So I don't know what else to say. It's super easy. It's a 4-stitch pattern repeat, so, you know, not a lot to think about. And I was knitting on this yesterday while I was sitting outside in direct sunlight all day. The only thing I did was I wore a hat, and Gizmo, my beloved little monster cat decided to lay on my lap. So I was sitting in direct sunlight, doing stranded knitting with a cat on my lap, and it was so warm. And I also got sunburned. I'm not sure if you can see, but if I open my arm, there's a really white splotch here, and the rest is quite red. So yeah, I managed to get sunburned while knitting. Isn't that amazing? I hope to have this finished by next week, and I want to show it once again when it's done, but not blocked, and then blocked so you can see a difference. That's the plan for now. So whew. I'm also in my reading room today, and I'm running out of space where I could put stuff. So yeah, that's a bit stupid, but oh well. Now, knitting in the future. I have 2 things planned. The first thing you have seen before, the Marled Magic. I still haven't started because I just felt like I wanted to finish something first. And also I did start the Booster beanie, so as soon as I finish the beanie or the cowl, I'm going to start the Marled Magic shawl by Stephen West. And the other thing is in my new project bag. That project bag was made by my friend Martina, and she does not have a shop, so I'm sorry, but you cannot get these. So what I want to knit next is the Opal Sock Yarn Bunny. The pattern is by Susan B. Anderson, and I just decided that I wanted to knit a little bunny for my son for Easter, and I searched through Ravelry all the patterns for bunnies, and that's just the one that I like best. There are a ton of free patterns as well, but I decided on this one, and I'm going to use this yarn. It's one of the cheap supermarkets yarns. I have no idea where it came from, but I think the color is great for a little toy. I know bunnies are not greenish blue, but they also don't have stripes in different colors, so this is what I'm going to use. So that's gonna go on the needles rather quick because I want to have it done for Easter, which is in 3 weeks maybe. So yeah, these are the 2 things I want to knit next. Now let's make some room because I have spinning to show. I went to Lake Constance and I showed all my bobbins last week, and this week I decided to finish the yarns, and I did. I finished all of them. I plied 4 skeins of yarn and I washed. They are washed and dry. So here they are in their combined glory. I'm going to show them extra in a second. First yarn that I spun was this one. It's 2 if by hand. They are out of business. It's mixed BFL, which I love BFL. It's my favorite fiber, in the fracking colorway. And as you can see, I ended up with a bulky weight, 99 meters, 108 yards for 100 grams. And this is my yarn. Oh, there we go. I think it turned out really nice. Super poofy and thick. And this one I think will go up in my shop later with the socks. Not sure yet, but 99% sure. This will be in my shop later today. The next thing that I finished was fiber from Ätherische Öle. She's a German indie dyer, and it is Chubut, which I have never spun before. It spins a lot like Rambouillet, which I dislike, and I also disliked this stuff because it's too springy for me. As you can see, German indies do not charge as much as Americans. I'm not sure if they have lower cost for the material or what it is, but hand-dyed yarn in Germany is somewhere between 10 and 14 euros. And that's, 14 is like the higher end. And I know that there is a German indie dyer who's very, very popular with the podcasting community And her skeins are 28 euros, and that's just outrageous for German. It's, yeah. German indie dyed stuff is way cheaper. Yarn in general is way cheaper around here. So yeah, here we go. This Chubut stuff, I have 93 grams. I ended up with 135 meters, which is 147 yards. And it also proofed like crazy after washing. And I'm not sure yet if I should put it in my shop or if I want to keep it. But it's really pretty. I like it. I think it's really nice. So, but I also have so much handspun yarn that I just don't need anymore, actually. So I might pop this in my shop as well. And then the two skeins that I'm definitely going to keep are the combo spun bats that I bought at Edin Yarn Fest. I had bought 2 bats from Spin City UK. They had no label, so I have no idea what's in these. But yeah, I had a lighter one and a darker one, and I just plied them together. And I have, for the first skein, it's 86 grams, 113 meters, 123 yards. And the second skein has 103 grams, 124 meters, or 135 yards. So I have in total 258 yards. And this will be something around the neck, I guess. But I'm not sure yet if I should knit something for myself, because I'm not sure if this is a color that goes well with me. I actually don't think so. So I'm not sure yet what to do. Do I keep them or do I put them in my shop? I just don't know. I did put on a label from Into the World, because when I was in the club, you always got 2 of those labels, and you know, I only needed one for the fiber that came in the club, so I have quite a few of these, and I use them whenever I have fiber that doesn't come with a label, and these didn't. So I just crossed off Into the World and wrote down Spin City UK, and you know, as I have 2 skeins, I just did it like this, 1 of 2 and 2 of 2. So yeah, I'm not sure yet. Maybe I will put those up as well. I really love them. I think they would make a very nice shawl, but I'm also not sure if it's for me, you know, or if it's a color that makes me look like I'm dead. So yeah, I finished my skeins of yarn. They are beautiful. I really like them. I think they turned out great, all of them. So yeah. Oops. That's it for spinning. And now on to everything that follows. I do not have new stuff. I do not have an indie of the week. But I have something for reading, listening, watching. I have not read because I was too lazy, but I was listening to audiobooks last week. And I started and finished the complete Ruby Red trilogy by Kerstin Gier. She's a German author, and these 3 books have been translated to English. I know that. I, of course, listened to them in German because German author, you know, why would I listen to it in English? That's just weird. It's called Edelstein Trilogie in German. And yeah, I listened to all 3 books. They were not shortened. I'm not sure what the English word for that is. But yeah, they were read by the actress who portrays Gwen in the movies. So that was quite interesting, and she did a great job. So I listened to all 3 of those, and it was a total of, I think, almost 28 hours. So I listened while my son was napping in the afternoon, and in the evenings after I brought him to bed, I listened to my audiobooks. So yeah, I ended up listening to a lot. And I also started a new to me TV show. You know, it's not new at all. It's like super old. And yeah, but I started Angel. because I love Buffy and I just never watched Angel before, and I only had the first season, but I'm going to get the rest because I love it. So that's an easy explanation. And that's it for reading, listening, watching. I want to do some more audiobook listening, I think, because that just worked out super good. You know, listening to the audiobook while my son napped and just knitting while I listened. It's a good idea to do that. So for sewing, I have nothing sewn to show you. No, I have nothing that touched a sewing machine, but I have a lot of new fabric. My husband was away for work last week and he was in India. And he decided to go fabric shopping, and he went to 2 shops and he brought me a lot of fabric back. So I'm going to show everything because I couldn't decide what I wanted to show and what not, because, you know, I love everything so much. So I'm going to show everything. So this is the first bag. He went to this shop and this bag is quite full. So let's see how I can take these out. He brought fabric back and he buys stuff with a purpose, you know. So he gave me the bag and he said, I brought stuff that you could use for project bags for your shop, and I brought things that you could use for work, for clothes. And so he has a plan for everything. This is the pile of things that he said, I brought these for you to do project bags for your shop because I think these would make perfect project bags. And I think he's very, very right. I'm going to show you the first one. This is the motif of the fabric, and he brought that fabric in 5 different colors. So there's the yellowy orange, a gray, blue, green, and purple. And I am going to do project bags with this fabric, and I'm going to use these fabrics for the main body of the project bag and also the contrast. So I might do one that's like these 2 colors, and I'm going to do one that's these 2 colors. You know, I'm just going to use these for the complete exterior of the fabric and just use a very possibly a white fabric for the inside so you can see your stuff. So yeah, that's the pile for project bags, and I cannot wait to make these because I think these will be so nice. Then we enter the dressmaking fabric. He brought 2 meters of each of those, I think at least 2 meters. We have this one here, which is super nice and very soft. Then this one here, you can't really see, but it is, it transitions from one salvage to the other, from an orange to a gray. And I'm not sure if I'm able to show you. Yeah, which is transitions from orange to a gray. And it's super soft again. And he brought the same fabric in this colorway. It's a lighter orange yellow that transitions to this greenish gray color. Then we have this fabric. That's a batik, I'm guessing. This fabric. As you can see, they are all super drapey. And then this shop had fabric that's, I'm just going to show it. It looks like this. And it is actual sewn patchwork. So when you look on the back of the fabric, you can see that there are seams and seam allowances in here. So what I will do, as these 2 pieces, they're different. I'm just going to make lap quilts with these and use the piece of fabric as the, you know, my quilt top, because it is actually a quilt top. So yeah, I'm going to have these 2 quilts in my very near future because they are a quick finish, you know. Just have to do basting and binding and minimal quilting. So that's the pile of fabric from the first shop. And I'm just gonna throw it on the floor and put it away later. And then he went to a different shop. And it's this one here. And again, he brought a pile of fabric. And this fabric shop did something that's super great. They put on little stickers that said how much it actually is. So he brought me a meter of this indigo dyed fabric. And yesterday when I was at my friend the Stitchionista's house, we tried to find out what it is, and we think it might be a cotton and silk blend because it feels silky. He brought 2 meters of this 70s style fabric that I am absolutely going to make into a skirt. Then 2 meters of this one here, and I can only show you the back because it's folded that way, but it is super drapey, very, very soft. And this will possibly make a blouse, I think, because it's so nice to have on your skin. Then another batik and another 2 meters of this fabric. Then the biggest piece of fabric from this week is this one here. It's chiffon and it's 4 meters. So this will be a maxi dress for summer. He brought 2 meters of this fabric that will make a jacket, and 3 meters of this fabric that I'm going to turn into a jacket as well and do some project bags with it. So that's my fabric haul of the week, because I have an amazing husband and he went fabric shopping for me, and he told me that he was quite glad that his colleagues were waiting for him outside the second fabric shop, because if they hadn't, he would have gotten way more stuff because he just couldn't decide. So, you know, he does know stuff about sewing and everything because, you know, we've been together for quite a while. But it was just fun to me because I could tell him, you know, can you imagine how it is for me to go into a fabric shop, because I actually know what to do with these? You just get what you think is pretty, but you know, it's even worse for me because I just can't stop myself. So yeah, I have a bunch of new fabric and I'm going to make skirts and blouses and jackets with it, and a dress, at least one dress, and quite a few project bags for my shop. So yeah, best husband ever. Good. Now let me see what I have. I don't have cross stitch. Of course I don't. But for everything else, I have actually one thing to talk about. There is a combo spin style cowl going on in my Ravelry group, and it is in I don't know the word. So let's do this. Let's say this sentence a bit different. I am co-hosting it with Debbie. She is Doodler01 on Ravelry and Instagram, and she did write an article for Spin-Off Winter 2017 that's based on my video that I did for mixing fiber braids for a sweater quantity. So we are having so much fun with this that I decided to extend the deadline to June 30th, because it actually would have ended in 2 days. I'm not sure if the spin-off group will keep going with it. I actually think they won't, but in my group we are going to continue doing it until the end of June, and I will draw for two prizes at least at the end of June. So if you want, you have still enough time to jump in. And yeah, some people are already spinning their third combo spin, and others have finished their sweater and started a new one. So it's really inspiring. So please come over, join the group, join the combo spin style cowl, or any of the other knit alongs that are going on. I would really love for you to to join and for me to be able to see what you do. So good. I think that's it for this week. I'm going to go now. I'm gonna do a small shop update with the yarns and the socks. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. Enjoy everything you do. And I hope I will be able to talk to you again next week. Bye.